decided to share the little bee gnome that I've made. I think I'm going to do a couple things a little bit different in the craft that I'm going to make. I do want to say that once the live video is over, in my Tenderfoot Villagers group, I am going to be giving away one of the bee gnomes. So head over afterwards and find out more about that. Actually, let me tell you really quick. I'll tell you right now so you don't have to go over there and find out. What I'm thinking is I'll have the post for the giveaway up for about 24 hours. And if you like, comment, and share any of my videos on YouTube, I don't care what it is, but if you'll like, comment, and share on that, and then come back over to the Tenderfoot Village giveaway post and comment what you've done, 1, 2, or all 3, and then I will tally those up and draw a winner in the next 24 hours. So anyway, let's see. So I really loved how this guy turned out. It's a little bit different than I've done my other gnomes before. So as you can tell from the look of him now, I changed up some things after I posted pictures of him. So I added some little bows to cover up and kind of finish off the hat. And then I also, I don't know if you can see him real good. Let me see. I also added these little, what do you call them? The pinwheel bee flower, and I didn't like secure them yet because I wasn't really sure if I wanted them below or above, but I will finish them off before the giveaway is done. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to sit and think on it a little bit longer before I finalize that, but he will be in the giveaway or the other one. I haven't decided which one yet. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna need, and I apologize, I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's like I've never done this before, but whatever. So the first thing you're gonna need is, I'm using a pool noodle, and I wanna show y'all real quick. So this is the pool noodle size that they carry at the Dollar Tree, and it'll work just fine. And it's actually the size that I used to make the little graduation gnome. But I think that this worked better, and I got this one from the Dollar General, and I think that it's the same size as the ones that you can get at Walmart, but it kind of filled out the gnome a little bit more for the bumblebee kind of fuller body. So anyway, I'm going to be using this pool noodle, and I want to give you a tip really quick when you're cutting it. I think it's important to know you can get a lot of sections, a lot of gnomes out of one noodle. So what I like to do is, in order to kind of keep it straight so that it doesn't kind of cut at a slant, I kind of started myself so I would remember where I was. But I do about a 6 to 7 inch section, and when you're cutting it, you don't want to like cut slow and saw away. You want to like actually apply pressure and get through it pretty quick, and it'll give you a straighter, smoother edge, which I did not do on the bottom there, but it does make a straighter edge. Okay. All right, so you're gonna need that. Then you're gonna need whatever fabric you're gonna put on as the base layer. You're gonna go ahead, and I'm using, for the base part, I'm using felt sheets. They're easy. They're like 20-something cents at Walmart or very cheap everywhere. So you want to do it to where it's going the shorter width. And you want to have an overhang on both ends. And then I'm just going to apply some hot glue like I always do. Not that one. Y'all, let me tell you about some hot glue guns. Hot glue guns are not all the same, let me just say. Oh my goodness. I might have to plug in my big boy. Okay, so I'm using yellow for the base layer, and then I'm going to do black in the middle stripe. You can do it either way. It's completely up to you. So once I roll it around, I don't want to see the orange through, which I'm glad I got a lighter color, because if you had like green or blue, you'd probably see it through here. But I don't want to see it. So when I come up here, I'm actually going to apply my hot glue on top of the felt, instead of on the pool noodle. Y'all just bear with me just a little bit, because my nerves are going crazy, and once I get going, I think I'll be okay. But right now, I'm just going to apply some glue down the line. Okay, so we're going to talk about this terrible glue gun that I got that I thought was going to be wonderful. So I got this glue gun at Hobby Lobby, and it's a low temp, and I was so excited to get it at Hobby Lobby so that I could stop burning my fingers. But these pieces are horrible. So every time I go over something, they're pulling up fabric or faux fur or felt, and then also it's just terrible. It gets in everything. I don't like it. This right here drags in everything. So anyway, oh, I know the other thing I was going to tell you. So I had stuck a glue stick in there, and went to glue some more, and the glue stick was gone, and I couldn't find it. And then a few minutes later, the same thing happened, and I didn't know where the glue stick went. Well, come to find out, they were all falling on the ground out of my glue gun without me realizing it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to create the same effect. I want to stay on that seam, so I'm going to start with this one, and then I'll end on this side going the same direction as the yellow felt. And I'm just going about midway, halfway up. And I'm trying to keep my lines straight so that there's no like overhang like this or whatever, of course. So a new issue with this $3 Hobby Lobby glue gun is when you let it sit for a minute, the glue doesn't want to come out. It all melts in there somewhere. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to want to cut the ends like I do. Sorry. We're going to want to cut the little tabs. And I've already done it on this one just to kind of speed things up just a little bit. But you can watch any of my other videos. I do this in every tutorial that I do. So just cut your tabs all the way around, and then you'll glue them. But you, like, okay, so I would not do this side to cut the tabs because it's longer and it's going to cover up that hole, and I still want to be able to access it. So I would do the shorter end, and then if both are too long, I would just cut off enough to where I'm not covering that hole. Sorry if that was too much information. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this guy. So the next thing I want to do, right now it's really like tipsy, if you will. So I'm going to add weight to the bottom, and I love those hex nuts that I tell you guys about. And these are 5/8, and I get them at Lowe's. I'm sure you can get them at Home Depot as well. But they will slide in here. They fit more snugly in the little bit littler ones, but they'll slide straight down, straight down through there. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue to the inside, kind of up in. Mercy. Oh, brother, that's gonna fly out. You know, when you think you're going to tell people about the funny things that happen, it always sounds so much funnier in your mind. You know, you tell it so well when you're the only one listening to yourself. Okay, so I've just stuck that in there, and you want to do that kind of quickly because the metal is really cold, and it adheres almost immediately to that. So now that has created the weight that I needed to not be floppy. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is, I like to use these foam balls right now. Like, I'm loving this. So I take these, you get a 6-pack of these, I believe, at Walmart for like $3 and something maybe. And I like to cut them in half, and they will fit on this pool noodle. They fit almost perfectly. On the other one, it does have an overhang, and if you are using the other one, just know that you can apply pressure and roll it until it will fit on top evenly. But we don't need to do that with this one, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm just going to apply some glue and try and keep those legs out of it. I think I'm going to clip those off and then just stick it on there. Now, I've only fully made one of these so far, so if I get my steps mixed up, you'll have to bear with me. Okay, so we have the top of our head on. What do I want to do next? So now we're going to pull this up, and I'm just going to hot glue and kind of secure this down. I did experiment with using a sock to do this. I don't know where I put it. I'll post a picture of it in the group. It looked really, really cute, y'all. I even was able to create a little bee butt, meaning it had a little stinger on the back of it. And that's a work in progress. So we'll see how that turns out. And if it turns out well, maybe I'll make like a video that I can go in and edit and not do live. Bear with me just a minute. Okay, so now that we have that secure, so I want this to be my front where the seam is. That's important to me. Another thing I thought about with this guy over here, you can't really see the bottom of him, but I was thinking about potentially making it short enough to where you could see the bottom and maybe add like a button here and then like maybe a yellow button on the next one. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so next we want to add our nose. Let me find it. So, talking about noses, there's about a million different ways that you can do noses. You guys know in some of my videos I'll do the fabric noses, and then I've been using like wood noses, or I really like doing these now. So real quick, for the wood noses I use really large round, these are called dowel end caps or dowel caps, and I fill in the hole in them with hot glue and just let it set for a minute in order to have a place to kind of grip onto that, and I like that flat surface. So, but I really am enjoying these ones that I'm making, and I can make a whole bunch of them for really cheap. And this is with polymer clay or Sculpey, and you can put it in your oven and set it to 275 and for like 15 minutes per, I think, 1/4 of an inch thickness. But anyway, these work great. Sorry I spent so much time telling you about that. I just think they're cool. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is see where I want the placement of the nose, and I think I'm going to do it right here. Okay, I'm going to let that set for just a second. So some other things to talk about really quick is the wings. We're gonna do those next. So something I wanted to show you guys on the wings, y'all, those little spinners that you can get at the Dollar Tree are awesome. I'm gonna use these striped ones in the tutorial. The polka dot ones I actually have used for the inside. So real quick, I tried to do some of this a little ahead of time so we were not on here all night long. So I know you guys don't want to hang out with me forever. So, okay, this one was made, I actually put a little bit of this batting in between, on either side of, there it is. Okay, so on the puffier one, I don't know if you can see that it's a little bit puffier, I added the batting. I just traced it around, and I actually glued it while it was on there and cut it out. And then for these, I made myself a little template. Y'all know I love me some templates. And I will add the template into the files in the group, so you guys can have a template on how to make the wings the size that I make them to fit around the little pinwheel flower. So I just trace around, and then hot glue one side, and then I'm gonna hot glue the other side right on top of that. So I'll do that real quick. And I've got chalk on one side, so I just want to make sure that those are facing inside. Okay, I'm going to press that down real good. And once that's pressed down, then I'm going to want to go around the edge of the material where I can see that petal. So I'm just going to go all the way around, applying and smashing together. Right up to the edge. Okay. Susan says she loves using polymer clay because you can choose whatever size you want, and I totally agree. I think it's awesome. All right, so now I'm going to set these aside. Actually, I saw where I missed a spot, so let me back up. So how'd you guys hear about my live? Are you all from the Tenderfoot Villagers group, or did you see it on my page? I'm curious. All right, I'm gonna set these aside really quick. Okay. Now we're gonna apply the beard, and I always do my beard the same. So my beards are approximately a 4-inch section by 6-inch section, roughly. Occasionally I'll go a little smaller. Not really bigger usually though. And then what I do is I take and I cut out a triangular piece, and I saved this because I actually cut one a little bit smaller and want to see what I think about being a little smaller this time. I want to see what that might look like with that button there. I want y'all to see too. Not sure if that's going to be too much. I think we'll stick with the original and maybe revisit that later. Bear with me, y'all. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut out my little triangular section at the top. All right. Y'all, this faux fur and I do not get along real well. It gets in my eyes and everything else. well, everywhere. Okay, so I like the look of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the hot glue. And I like to add it under the nose first, just to secure the spot. I am not really much of a sit-down crafter, I apologize. Okay, now I'm going to add the little bit up at the top to kind of make it a little bit of a full beard. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to that for a minute. Right. Nancy says she was looking for graduation ideas and she loves my grad gnome. Thank you, Nancy. If you go to YouTube, you can find the tutorial for my grad gnome on there. That should help a little bit. Okay, so that's on. So the next thing we want to do is probably the hat. All right, so for the hat, I am using this fleece material, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. I got it at Joann a while back and just didn't know what I was going to use it for, but they still have it. It's a blizzard fleece, or if that's fleece, and it's lemon. This, I love this. I use this for the other gnome. And I think it goes really, all the color goes really, all the color goes really well through it. Okay, so you're gonna use a piece of this and cut out your hat. I'm not gonna do the cutting of the hat. I figured y'all could see that on any one of those YouTube videos. But now that I have it cut out, I'm gonna glue it and show you how I do it without sewing any part of it. So right now I just need to glue this other side. I already glued the one straight edge. Wow, Lorraine is saying hi from Ireland. Hello, my goodness. Glad to have you. So y'all see what I'm talking about? That glue gun picking up the hair. Where did it even pick it up? Anyway, I'm over it. And this glue gun. So I'm just going down. This does not have to be perfect on this spot right here. It just needs to hold this in place. And I just try to keep this side perfect, but where you put the glue doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna do is I'm going to run along the edge of the hat all the way up to the top. And you wanna stay as close to the edge as you can. I'm gonna do just this one little section first. Get me started. All right. I am glad that it doesn't burn me when I touch it anymore, though. This thing snags everything. Okay, now I'm just going to smash that down and continue going up until I get to the top. I like to do this in sections because I've done it the other way and it doesn't work out quite as well. It helps it stay a little cleaner and neater. I've had it when I've done a whole line, it's fell on top of itself in a way that was not good. I need some music. Y'all got some music? Anybody got some good music to listen to? Tina Coppered says hi from Australia. Hello, my goodness. Welcome. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess with this just yet because if you'll let it set up, when you actually flip it inside out or right side out, there it won't have those glue pulls that you see sometimes. So we're just gonna kind of leave it alone for just a minute. And I think I'm gonna work on the arms and legs. Oh man. Y'all, I tried to have everything I could together so that I did not have to leave you. But I don't know where I put the leg material. Crud. Oh my word. Y'all bear with me 2 seconds. Yay, found it. I think the reason that happened was because originally I was just going to use felt for the arms as well. I did not do that on the first one that I made, but I was considering doing it on this one just to have it all the way through. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it this way. Okay, so black sock. I like these stretchy nylon ones. So what I'm going to do is, you can start on either end, and I'm just going to try and keep it in the middle and try to create kind of a straight line. And I actually like to do it like this so that I can see where that curve is. My mind wanted to say curb instead of curve. Glad that did not come out. That's funny. See, I cannot, I think the reason that I don't like sitting down is this stool is not quite tall enough for me to be sitting here and doing a video. When I'm doing YouTubes or just creating, I have a taller stool, but you can't see me because it's too tall. I need one in between both sizes, but that's for another day. One step at a time, right? Okay. All right, so now we have our legs and arms ready. So the two pieces that don't have the heel in them, I'm going to set those aside for the legs here in a second. And then these two pieces are for the arms. And you can do this any way you want, but I like to kind of cut it right up here straight across to kind of create like the shoulder sleeve of, even though you'll never see it. I don't know why. I think I'm just weird. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it inside out. I'm going to make sure I do that to both of them so I don't forget. And I always start at the little cuff at the top. I always start there first and only do that section if I can remind myself to slow down. I think it just helps me pull things closed instead of fighting with it. And then I just do a little bit at a time. I should have done some of these before. All right. Okay. So some new things for me and my family are when everything started to shut down, we got chickens, which we've had in the past when we lived in another state. But we haven't got to have them for a while, and we've really missed having chickens. But we rent now, and our landlord had been saying no for the past 2 years, but when everything shut down, I don't know, he had a change of heart, and so let us be able to get chicks. So we're raising chicks. We have too many right now. I'm not gonna say how many, but my favorite breed is called a sapphire gem. That's, I mean, the favorite breed that we have. And these are huge baby chicks, gorgeous, and the sweetest breed. Oh my word. And they, when they're adults, they will give like over 290 eggs a year, which is amazing. And they're massive for anybody. Y'all may not care about chickens, but I think it's pretty awesome. And so, hence the shirt, right? So anyway, that's one thing we did. Another thing is, when we lived in Kansas and owned our house, I had a garden and an edible landscape for my kids. And when we moved here, we weren't able to do that. And we didn't know how long we were gonna be here, renting or what have you. And so I just kind of felt, I don't know, stagnant and stuck, and just not even interested, even though I wanted it. Okay, so now real quick, once we have those done, I'm gonna let this one set since I just finished it, but I'm gonna flip this other one right side out. So, oh, I see where I missed a spot. Okay, I'm going back real quick. Hold on, y'all. And this is the perk of having the lower temp glue gun, is I was talking too much and didn't glue it fast enough. Okay, so now we're going to do vice versa. Let that one set up. Okay, so anyway, since everything happened, I was like, well, I want to have a garden again. And so we're doing everything in containers now. And I'm so excited, y'all. Everything is green and doing good. I haven't lost anything so far. I'm proud. I cannot believe it in containers that it's doing so. Bear with me. All right, so I'm just flipping these around. Susan says her dad used to have chickens that laid green and blue eggs. Yeah, we had some chickens like that when we lived in Kansas. They're Easter eggers or Americanas. And while the eggs are really cool color, and it's fun getting all the different colors, the chickens generally are not as nice. They're a little bit more skittish or flighty. Or chicken. And we like to have really friendly birds since we have kids and kids that come over and stuff like that. So okay, so now I've got the arms in. I mean the arms folded and glued. I'm gonna slide my foam roller up inside there. Okay, not too far because I want to be able to access those arms later on for the beads. Actually, I might be able to add the beads now. Let's go ahead and flip the hat real quick. So I'm going to cut this little tip off. Okay. Okay, Angie is asking, where do I find the foam rollers? I find my foam rollers at Dollar Tree, and they come in a pack of about 8 or so, and they're like pink and blue and green, and they have 2 different thicknesses that I've seen. They have the thick ones, which I'm using on this guy, and then they also have a little bit skinnier, longer version, which is actually what I used on this guy's legs. So, but this time I'm going to use a little bit thicker and see kind of what that looks like. All right, so see if I can turn him away. I always make my hats go the same way. Okay, so there's our hat on him, just to kind of get an idea of what he's going to look like. Right there. I think he's going to be cute. But we're not ready to officially apply the hat yet. So I think the next thing that I want to do is I want to add the beads to the hands. So I just, for the beads, I don't really have like a specific preference. I use, these are just little wood balls. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I got a ton of them in a little bag, and I've been enjoying these for the hands. And you can actually drill a hole in them if you want to with a little drill. But if you don't want to go that route and you want to be able to stick something in the hand, then you can use these. And these are just large jewelry beads, and I'll show you my jar. So they're all different sizes, and I just pull out the ones that are large and kind of round, so that I can use those. So, but they even have like different shapes and things like that that come in this big container of them, and I think it's like $8, but that thing has lasted me forever. I don't think I've run out yet. Anyway, so I'm going to use these. Stay. And then I just kind of, okay, with the wood ball, it has like a wood grain that goes certain directions. And for me, I just try to kind of make it, when the hand is down, I want the grain to kind of be going like this instead of like this. This is just personal preference. Some people may not care one way or the other. This is my OCD thing for some reason. So I just apply a blob of glue and then stick it right on, I'm gonna pull that down so y'all can see. Stick it right on that plastic piece right there, and it adheres perfectly. Set that aside, grab the other one, we're gonna do the same thing. So find the wood grain, go that way. Okay, and then set that aside. And I'm not gonna pull the sleeves down yet because I don't want the sleeves to get stuck in the glue. All right. So now, I don't want to add the wings yet. I'm a little intimidated about the legs, just being honest. I like how they ended up on the other gnome, but I don't know if I want to do it the same this time. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure out 9 inches roughly. You can always cut it shorter afterwards, but I like to give myself about 9 inches, which is gonna be just past where that curve would normally be. So right here, and I'm gonna cut them off. And I save these, y'all, because I mean, if you're making a mini gnome, those will come in handy, very much so, which I am gonna do soon. Okay, I almost wonder, yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay. All right, so again, same thing. I apologize for not having any of this step done. I was trying to have everything ready so that we could move forward pretty quickly, but I missed a couple things. And again, I'm just adding a little bit of glue very lightly to the very edge and then pressing down, kind of smashing it, make sure it sticks together. you guys can see me. I apologize if you can't. Y'all let me know if you can't ever, if there's ever a point when you can't see what I'm doing, because I want it to be clear for you guys how to do this. I want anybody and everybody to feel like they can see exactly what I'm doing and copy it however they need to, till they get it, till they get their own thing. I want to ignite people's creativity and make people feel like, hey, I can do that. That's not that hard. That's my goal. All right. Trying to get a little ahead of myself. Slow down. Turn this where you can see. Okay, almost there. I really need some music. All I hear is my air conditioner right now, and that is not fun to listen to. Does not help the creative juices get flowing. How long am I making my gnomes? That was by Lorraine. I don't really measure them. So this guy is, give me just a second. Let me see, where'd my thing go? So this guy is about 9 inches tall, and front to back he is 8 to 9 inches tall. I mean, long. I'm gonna regret that if I don't put it back. Go in, please. There we go. Okay, let me finish up this leg. Sorry, y'all. And I'm gonna flip this one really quick. I have one of those turner things where you slide the thing in and you are able to pull your material through, but I don't know where it is. Too bad, right? Because it would come in handy right now. Almost. I feel like singing the Jeopardy. Do, 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 do. Okay. There we go. So we've got those going. Now, if you notice the, I'll fix this real quick. We will fix this more in a minute. Okay. So one thing I want to point out to you is these kind of have like a curve to them, and I use that to my advantage. Like I use that to help me. So obviously with these, I want them to be, this be the left leg and this be the right leg, rather than not need or whatever. So that's kind of the way that I think about it when I'm gonna put it together. Okay, so how do I want to do this? My sister and I were talking and thought it would be kind of cool to make this guy have his legs crossed or bendable. So I want to do that, and I need to figure out the best way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in and then glue them on, maybe. We'll see. I don't want them sliding around. I don't want to lose, I don't want the material to stretch out and then it just be an empty space. That's what I'm trying to, I think I might know what to do. Oh yeah, that's super cute. Yeah, that's gonna be really cute. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put these both in here. Sorry y'all, you're hearing me brain it out. Oh, so how long am I making? So how long do the gnomes take to make? So, sorry, Lorraine is asking me how long it takes to make a gnome, I'm assuming. It really depends. Some take me 30 minutes. Some take longer. It depends on the creative process, I guess, and kind of what I'm doing. When I'm doing a tutorial like this, it takes about an hour and a half. Roughly. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I shouldn't have added the beard yet. We can work with that. Let me get his beard out of the way for us. Okay, so hold on, I need to check something. Okay, that's gonna work perfect. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to pull this all the way down and I'm going to hot glue this section together. So I'm gonna apply the glue to this. And then I'm going on that rectangular area, I'm going just to the side of that. And then I can come back and work on gluing the, finishing this off here in just a little bit. Okay, that's the way we're gonna do it. Let me think for a second. Maybe I wanted to do it this way. It might look more finished. Okay, changed my mind. So, haha. I'm actually going to glue the end with the cuff to the body. Again, I'm going to apply it to this. And the reason I'm doing that is so that it looks a little bit more finished off against the body. Okay, just going to let that sit for just a second. I'll pull the beard down because I want to see where that's going to lie. Yeah, I think this is going to look really good. Okay, and then again, same thing. Okay. Y'all see my little shoe? I'm excited to show y'all that. Okay, so we got the legs going. Got the beard. I like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna set him aside, set the arms aside, get these rubber bands out of the way. Now we're gonna work on the boots or the shoes. And for this, I'm actually using the baby shoes. I finally jumped on the bandwagon of the baby shoes. So what I am doing is, I'm looking for a piece of felt right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take a baby shoe and I'm gonna apply hot glue to the bottom of it, like so. And I like using the low temp glue gun for this. It doesn't go through the felt, which I think is awesome. The high temp will seep through. Okay. The reason I did that I rolled it, was because I had a little bit of hot glue on the edge and I wanted to push it into underneath the shoe so you didn't see it. Okay, so then you're just gonna cut that felt material, and I'm kind of cutting at an angle, just a little bit. So easy. Clean it up just a little bit. Okay, and I don't need that. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to take your whatever material you're wrapping. You can use fleece, fabric, whatever. I think the thinner fabric type material or ribbon would work best, because you want to tuck it into the shoe, and if you have a lot of thick fleece, it's gonna be hard to tuck it in and finish it. So you're gonna start at the back, and I'm just gonna start straight up and down. I'm going to put a line of glue and line it up with this. I'm lining it up with the sole of the shoe, and then I'm gonna continue applying glue all the way around, and just slowly but surely wrapping that ribbon around with it. And you don't want to go too far ahead of yourself on this, because the hot glue, if you're using low temp, dries pretty quickly on this part. Okay. And I was smart and pre-finished one of these. Okay. All right. Almost done. Okay, and I forgot to do this part beforehand, so I'm going to do it now. So this is 3 inches of ribbon, so I'm actually going to cut it down. I want it to be about 2 inches, so I'm just going to take off about 1 inch-ish. Mercy. All right, and set that aside. Okay, so I'm not gonna finish this part off just yet. I want to see how everything kind of folds together before I finish that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a dot of glue in on top of there's like a plastic bow in there. I'm just adding it on top of there, and I'm gonna push straight down. Okay, and then once that is set, here in just a second. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it over, but there's a little piece that I wanna cut off first, just a hair at an angle. So this, see if you can see. So this little piece right here, I'm just gonna snip like that. And then I'm gonna add another dot of glue. And this time I'm adding my dot of glue up into the material here rather than somewhere on here, because I don't want to see it when I'm done. If I can keep my hands out of it. So I'm just gonna push it over. Okay, and then next I'm going to fold this one over just like that. And I don't have to worry about cutting this off because it's not gonna get in my way like the other one was. So I'm just gonna apply another dot of hot glue underneath again. And hold it. And that creates the cutest little fold. I love that. Okay, so once I've got that done, then first I'm gonna tuck it around, and then I'm gonna see where I wanna put the glue. So I'm gonna tuck everything in. I wanna see what it looks like. Okay, so I do wanna cut off a little bit of this here, but not all of it. I'm gonna pull this back up, and I'm not worried about this fraying. That will not be an issue here in just a little bit. So I'm gonna try and cut a straight line. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue right back here. Just a little bit, if I can keep from getting hung up with my glue gun. Okay. Okay. And now I want to look again before I apply my glue. I want to see what it's going to look like. Okay. One more time. All right, so now I'm going to squeeze glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze glue into this area a little bit, and I'm going to use that to hold my ribbon down. But you can't see that part, I'm sorry. It's hard to show that. Okay, so that's plenty. So I'm going to tuck this, and then I'm tucking this. Nope. Let's tuck this first, and then this. Okay, I want to add another dot of glue underneath here. I didn't get enough down in there. Much better. Okay, and then right now I'm just finishing it up, like making sure I have enough glue in this area and that area. Okay, one more spot. Don't stick on me. Oh my gosh, y'all. Too soon. Too soon. Okay, I'm gonna do this one more time. This is aggravating me, and it's not gonna get the better of me. Okay. Don't stick to me. Almost. Now I have to cut that off. Glue, webs, and strings everywhere. Okay, so that is that so far. And then I found these little bows at the Dollar Tree. No, I'm sorry. I got these at Walmart. I'm just gonna add one of these, and I don't even want the little sticky that comes on them. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put one little dot really quick, and then let me look at this one because I want to see where I got it. Okay, right in the front. So there's his little shoes. All right, so I have a little piece of frayed material, and I'm not going to squeeze out any hot glue, but what I'm going to do is utilize the excess that's on here, and I'm just going to go with the direction that the ribbon is going, and this is going to allow it to seal without applying like a whole bunch of glue, and then you don't have to worry about those frayed edges. That's just what I do though. Same thing on this one, I did not do that earlier. First I'm going to clip that. Okay, same thing. Just using the glue that's on the side. Now, I also want to say, so you could add a little piece of this little tiny ribbon right here. If you want to kind of finish it off some more, I would start at the back. Just to kind of finish it off just a little bit more. But I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so now I'm going to take and put on his arms. Yeah. And the way that I like to do that is I like the seams to go towards the back, and I like to make sure that the arms are actually touching, and then I'm going to turn them around and show you what I'm looking for lining it up. Let me get this extra. Okay, so when I'm lining him up to make sure his arms are about even, I try to come up to the edge of the beard and pretty close to the front rather than the back of the gnome. So once I get it where I want, I kind of hold on with both of my hands at the top, and then I'll apply glue. And the way that I do that is I move my hands down, pull down the material, and then apply some glue. Lefties, huh? Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this side, which I'm just going to have to do it real quick. Okay, now one other thing I want to say right now is these are still loose inside here, so you're going to want to make sure that they're glued up in here somewhere at some point, or they'll slip out, or they'll just be loose. They won't necessarily slip out. But you probably want to do something. I don't do anything until once I've bent the arms and kind of have them positioned where I want, and then I kind of secure everything just a little bit more if I need to. I'm just going to add a little bit more glue up here, so I don't mind these up here like this. Sometimes I cut these off. This time I'm just going to glue them up here. I don't think they're going to bother anything. Okay, so he's coming together really well. All right, we can look at him again with our hat. Yep, he's going to be cute. Okay, so there's that. Now let's get, you know what? Okay, let's work on the wings. So I'm not going to use the little puffy wing this time. I think they're awesome. I really like the way this turned out. But I'm just going to use these the regular way that I showed you this time. And for me, I like the bee's wings to go down, but you can put the bee's wings however you want. So I'm going to angle them down. I'm actually going to glue this a little bit more. smash it. That one's pretty good. Okay. Where's those other pieces? Here they are. Okay. So, again, let me add the hat really quick because I want to see where it's going to fall once the hat is on. Okay. I like to see how it's going to be tucked up in the hat. Make sure that that's straight. Yep. Okay, so then once I have it positioned how I like, go ahead and take this hat off again so y'all can see. Okay, so again, I do kind of the same thing. I shouldn't have put the feet on just yet, so I can hold him. He's doing the splits, y'all. I didn't know gnomes were so flexible. Okay, I just added a little strip of glue back there. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. Let me turn him so I can see. Okay. Again, a little strip. Another minute while it's setting up. Okay, so now that we're at this point, I really want to add these little stripy pieces. Let me look at him real quick. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bend his arms a little bit. And then I'm gonna bend his legs a little bit. We kind of need to see what his personality is going to be like. Okay, so there he is so far. Do I want him down here? I want them up. Okay, one thing I will say is make sure that these don't get lopsided like that. I don't know if I can see that. So I'm just going to push that and it'll adjust itself. All right. Sorry y'all, this part's taking me a minute because I really want to decide how I want them. Do I want them like that? This is the artsy fartsy part, creative, braining. Arguing with yourself on what you like and what you don't. I don't know. I'm gonna wait on these. I like them on the other one, but I don't know if I want them on him. We'll see. Okay, so something else we need to add, obviously, is the feet. So we'll do that now. And one of the things that's really cool is these fit right into the shoe. I am going to do a rubber band to hold that together. Okay. And one on the other foot. I'm making sure it's even with the other one. Stop. Do I want that? No. Okay, I don't want it like this because I just realized that if I do it like this, that this can just slip around however it wants, and we do not want that. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. All right, what are we gonna do? Let's see. Okay, so Lori Joe asked if any specific ribbon is the best. You know, I'm just using the ribbed, like the lined ribbon. I don't really think it matters as long as it's not super see-through and sheer unless you're going for that effect. It just needs to cover up. And the only two colors I've seen these shoes is pink and blue because they're baby shower novelty item. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. So I would say that it really doesn't matter what kind of ribbon. Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a dot of glue here, and I'm going to apply some glue on the side and hope that that works out very well. I should have done that. So I'm applying the glue on the side pretty far down because I don't want, as soon as I stick that legging in there, for it to get grabbed a hold of. I want to wait until I get it kind of in there. And my hope is that the plastic and the legging and all the plastic will just grab to each other. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm saying my hope is that this plastic and the plastic inside here will touch as well as the fabric together. Okay, so down in the bottom, around this side a little bit, I need another glue stick. I have those long ones, y'all, but the long ones just fall out and end up all over the floor. And then y'all, there is a million different ways to do these, so don't think that you have to follow my way exactly, because I don't even follow my way exactly. I change it up all the time, and I think that's the cool thing about making gnomes, is that you can make all different kind of things. Okay, y'all, he's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna add, really want to add these wings really bad. I'm up for suggestions. Should I do up? Should I do over, under, down below? Y'all help me out. Down below. Up above. Ooh, I think I like that. Let's up. Okay, we'll do up. All right, thank you. Tina and Angie said do up. Okay, so I'm gonna take the hat off again, and I'm going to do up. So when you're making your gnome, your bee, make sure you do, he's sprawled out, y'all. Make sure you do this part before you do everything else, I would say. Like when you add these other wings, make sure you add this in as well. Okay. Y'all bear with me. Let me figure out how I'm gonna do this real quick. Let's see. We gotta accommodate the hat that's coming. Okay. Alright, I'm just laying it flat and squeezing some glue and applying it to the white wing and sticking this on top. And I'm just ensuring that you can't see the wire. And I want these to be even. Let me get these arms out of the way. Okay, so wings, remember this, wings before arms and legs. Okay? Therefore you won't have problems. Okay. Okay. Put them where I like them. Oh yeah, that's gonna be cute. Okay. So there you go. All right, let me get these arms out. All right, let me see. I'm gonna put the hat back on again. So I'm curious, I like my hats to go one certain direction. Is anybody else like that, or do you not care which direction? He's so cute, y'all. Oh my goodness. He's so cute. See, even with all my mess, he just is cute. Okay, so now to personalize him, you saw I added the little bows. On this guy, I added, get out of here. Oh my goodness, everything. Okay, so on this guy, I added these bumblebee antenna, and then I thought to finish it off, the bows were a good touch, because before I had those on, it was kind of, it didn't look bad, it was just, to me it felt unfinished, because you could still kind of see where the mark was. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do before I do the bumblebee antenna is I want to make sure that I like the placement of the hat, and then I'm going to add just a dot of glue above the nose and connect the hat. So right now what I'm doing is seeing the bunching that I want. So now that I've got it, I'm just going to lift up gently so I don't lose what I've done, and I'm going to apply a little kind of a strip between a dot and a strip, and then I'm just going to kind of let it fall and gently press, and that's so that it doesn't look smashed down. It just looks like it's kind of resting on his nose. Okay, and let me tell you about these little bees real quick. I'm not going to add them just yet. I'm going to go ahead and do the antenna first, but I want to tell you about them. So I got these bees at Amazon. There's like 100 or 150, and these were like $6 on Amazon. Maybe not even that much. I don't know. They also have ladybugs if you're interested. And then, I mean, I've used them on multiple projects so far, even on the little beehive. Remember the beehive? So I used them on the beehive. All right. Okay, so I think he's set up enough to where we can work on the antenna. And I need to look at him real quick my direction so that I can see where I want to place him. See, these are placed a little bit far apart, which I think adds to kind of the cute factor. So in order to do that, I need to actually have my pipe cleaners. Sorry, that's loud. So for this part, you're going to need pipe cleaners and 2 black Pom Poms. Okay. Bear with me just a second. I got some pop-ups that keep showing up. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so Linda says, he keeps getting cuter and cuter, and I love how you work through the pop-up problems. I mean, hey, I don't think anything just goes so perfect and smooth, especially when you're learning something new. So, I mean, I think the cool thing is when you work through something and then you have something great and cute that you love, that you fall in love with. So anyway, I think it makes it that much cuter, or I guess maybe makes you love it more. Okay, so for these, let's see, I don't even know how long I made these. I think I just cut them in half, cutted. Okay, so I think we're gonna go about, let's see how long this is. I know some people like measurements, and I'm one of those people when I'm following somebody. So we'll say, let's go with 8 inches, and we can always cut it down. That way it gives us a little bit extra to work with. So I'm going to take both of these. Lorraine asked me if I have a link for the bees on Amazon. I will get you one after the video is over. Let me make sure I lost my place. I will post it in the Tenderfoot Villagers group. And then I'll also have that template for the wings in there. Okay, so just to mark my place, I just bent it over. You don't need wire cutters for that. They cut pretty easy. Okay, so I need to look at it and kind of see. Let me show y'all what I do. So while I'm looking at it, I just kind of play with the position, how far, if I like it really close together, which would be cute. If I like them further out. So let me just kind of tweak it really quick for myself. Actually, I think I want to pull this forward just a hair. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is my hat's not quite holding on where I want it, so I'm going to go back in and add a little bit more glue to the hat so that it'll sit kind of a little bit more how I want it. Okay, let it go gently. Y'all, I have let it go real fast before and gotten it in there, and it's been a mess. Okay, so that's better. All right, let me look at it again real quick. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to put them right here on either side of the nose. And it kind of marks a spot for you. So I'm just going to do a tiny little snip. Make sure it did. Another tiny little snip right here. I'm just using the very, very tip of my scissors. And then I'm going to stick this in. I want to make sure it went through, and it did. So I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and you want to go through the top, not the bottom. By going through the top, you'll pull the threads and the fabric or fleece material, you'll pull it in instead of pushing it out, where you can see kind of the frame, which you won't be able to see long anyway because we're going to finish it off. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm reaching in and pulling it through, but I'm also making sure that I go behind the beard. So hopefully you remember not to glue the beard down before you do this part, if you like to glue the beard down. So once I get it pulled through and I see where I like them, you can, at this point, this is like totally creative license. You want to squiggle them up like I did on this guy, or keep them straight, or however you want to do it. So once you get them to the height that you want, then you're going to go under here very carefully and glue them. I like to glue them real close to the nose under the beard. So let me see if I can show you what that looks like. So under the beard, where it connects to the nose, I'm going to put a strip of glue next to the beard, and then I'm going to press that pipe cleaner into that, and then I'm just going to fold that over, and then it's secured in there really well. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So right up against the beard, press that up in there, and then I'm going to lay it back down. Okay, now he's looking even more bee-like. Oh my gosh, he's so cute! I cannot wait to see what you people make. Okay, so once you've done that, you can do these however you want. I'm just going to curl these around. And then for the pom-pom, I look at the pom-pom and they have a place where they've kind of been formed or put together. It's like a little, almost like a bald spot or a flat spot. I actually use that to my advantage. And that's where I put my glue. And then I just stick it straight into there and kind of form it around it. And we'll clean that up in just a second. Again, see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So on the pom-pom, there's like this flat spot. I don't know if you can see. See, it's kind of flat. That's where I apply my glue. All right. And then I just, again, straight into it. Okay, and really, I mean, he's pretty much done. Let's see. So you can add embellishment if you want them. I think I'm gonna add 1 bee, maybe 3 later, 2 later. So I'll add a little bee to his nose. I think that's so cute. And then I'll figure out where else to add the bees after the video. Okay. And you can add flowers, any kind of flowers. Really, it's just like creative license, you know, do whatever you want to make it yours. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I can't think of anything that I left off. If I did forget something, I will add it in the group, in a message or in an announcement or something. But other than that, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial, and maybe I'll do a YouTube and see how that goes. See if that's a little bit better for everybody. So have a good one. See you soon.